So when Kevin Stefanski got the job in Cleveland, he'd never been a head coach. He was smart. He'd been around the Vikings. People said he's a good fit. He had the background of a coach. He was loyal, smart, well-schooled, had success in the NFL. But the question is always for a young coach, if you've never been a head coach, is not drawing up plays. Kevin Stefanski would be good at that. That's not the issue. The issue is, can he create a culture? And it's very dubious in Cleveland, looking at their history. Could he make them grown-ups and adults? We've always known Cleveland last few years. Baker's on a rookie contract. That's how it works. Jared Goff on a rookie contract. Carson Wentz on a rookie contract. Philadelphia can spend more money on free agents. Patrick Mahomes on a rookie contract. Lamar Jackson on a rookie contract. If you look at who's left in the playoffs, it's quarterbacks on rookie contracts or legends. Josh Allen on a rookie contract. You can spend more on a Stephon Diggs. It's never been about talent for Cleveland. Could they be grown-ups? Could Kevin Stefanski change the culture? Not easy if you look at their vast and recent history. But what was important about yesterday is if the mom and the dad, if the parents create a great culture, then it can withstand them leaving for the weekend and the kids don't burn the house down. Kevin Stefanski wasn't there last night. Dad left for the weekend. And the kids not only didn't burn the house down, they cleaned it up. They were more organized. That win was about Kevin Stefanski. That's not a shot at Baker. That's not a shot at Nick Chubb. That was about building a culture. The parents leave for the weekend and the kids clean the house up. Don't burn it down. A lot of stuff could have gone wrong. Your play caller's not there. Your coach isn't there. Your second best offensive lineman, maybe your best offensive lineman isn't there. You're going on the road. You've only got 15 players on the roster who have ever been in a playoff game, fewest of any team in the playoffs. This thing could have been a mess. I thought it could be a mess. And it was the opposite. Very rarely in sports does the first play of the game set the tone. Last night did. Did you see Big Ben and James Conner on that fumble? Hey, you get it. No, I'll get it. Did you see the urgency of the Cleveland Brown defenders? Their focus, their aggressiveness, how their running backs broke tackles last night. Cleveland this morning feels like grown-ups and adults and responsible. To play that well on the road, fewest playoff guys, and your coach isn't there? This, not Baker, not Myles Garrett, not Jarvis Landry, not Nick Chubb. These are great players, well, most of them. The point being is, we watched New England do this for 20 years. Culture over talent, with very few exceptions. Here's Baker Mayfield.
We're here for a reason. There's a new standard, and I keep talking about it. No, I wasn't here for the things that have happened in the past, some of which I was too young to even remember. And there's a new standard, and we're going to, try and keep it that way.
I will address his hat later in the show. Joy Taylor with the news. No. Not 16, not 14 like I grew up with. There's going to be 17 regular season games. Let's say Ben participates in one preseason game. That's 18. Let's say he makes the playoffs for a game. That's typical for Pittsburgh these days. 19 games. That's like 60% more than a college football season, and those athletes are younger. Does he look like a 19 quarterback game? If you don't move off Big Ben, you deserve all this. He's not a Brady Breeze 38 years old. We've all worked with people who, close the place down, play really hard, never in great shape, not into details, don't save money in their 401k, lifestyle, lack of dedication. This is how it ends. How Brady's career is ending tells me all about the last 20 years and how Ben looks overweight. He's not into details. Don't give me Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was never a great athlete. Big Ben was a great athlete. He's 38. He's not 44. You play hard. If your off season is beers and maybe an occasional yoga class, this is what you look like. I don't want to hear about his 500 yards throwing. 400 of those were when the game was over. Cleveland at halftime goes to a prevent defense. They gave Big Ben, Juju Smith-Schuster. All these guys are making catches. Game was over. Game was decided. I don't want to hear about his stats and his yards. This is on Ben. Listen, Mike Tomlin has some questions to answer. Okay?
We didn't do enough.
Let's be honest about Mike Tomlin. They weren't prepared. It wasn't all Big Ben. They just weren't prepared to play. Special teams, defense, gaping holes. So this is not all on Big Ben. Mike Tomlin's teams in recent years have dissolved at the end of seasons. Mike Tomlin's teams, especially in big games against Belichick, you'd watch it and you'd think, not really buttoned up, not really look like they're prepared.